what's happening in South Africa, people are getting mad. People are getting mad at Donald Trump. Why are they letting in South African refugees? I said the other day, why shouldn't he let them in? If people are being attacked, it doesn't matter what they've done in the past, we should let them in. Now, you look at South Africa, was it their land in the first place? My dad said that to me. He's like, son, but was it their land in the first place? They came in, took that land from people, and, but that doesn't excuse people getting killed for it. So people are saying there's no genocide. I don't think there's a genocide, but is this what's happening? So guys, let's watch it.
The body language says it all. From the start, the meeting was uncomfortable, despite the efforts of South Africa's president.
We are essentially here to reset the relationship between the United States and South Africa.
He's a truly great golfer.
His delegation even included South African golfers Ernie Els and Retief Goosen, hoping to charm Donald Trump, a plan that did not work.
You're taking people's land away
we have not.
from them. And those people, in many cases, are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white.
Trump amplified false narratives about the treatment of Afrikaners, including claims of genocide. When President Cyril Ramaphosa tried to correct the record, he was ambushed.
Excuse me, turn the lights down. Turn the lights down.
Wait, but actually my dad did say it was an ambush. Was it an ambush? You see, the media, what's the media's narrative here, guys? I don't trust the media. They already don't like him.
Trump directed everyone's attention to a TV screen, showing a video of fringe South African politicians making controversial statements he says prove his point. Ramaphosa appeared taken aback.
Damn, he can't believe it, bro. He's like, this mother... you really gonna play this in front of me? That's what he's saying.
When it finally came to an end after more than 4 minutes, Trump picked up where the video left off, presenting
Look at Elon Musk.
Ramaphosa with what he says are news articles about the murder of white South Africans.
Death of people. Death.
No matter what Ramaphosa said, Trump would not be swayed.
People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized.
The farmers are not black.
Dozens of Afrikaners have arrived in the U.S. after the Trump administration created an expedited refugee resettlement program just for them, despite the premise of the threat they face being false.
There's no statistical evidence of mass killings.
Like, I ain't really trying to hear, the fake news.
We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that. I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down.
Damn, he really, yo, this guy's a savage, bro.
Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without you. People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president.
Bro, this guy couldn't believe it, bro. Look at him. He's like, what the
And just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without you. People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one.
Yo, the man said, no. Stop talking. Watch what's happening. Yo, Trump is a savage.
Don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us what revolution demand But was starting with this white.
Do you understand something watching that?
These are burial sites right here.
Yo, Trump's a savage, bro.
And I want to see happiness. I want to see health, and you have. Yes.
So guys, what do you guys think is happening? People from South Africa, please get in the comments. Our last video, people have been commenting, people have been getting mad. I don't believe personally that Trump is racist. Is he wrong for bringing refugees into the country? Is he wrong for that, guys? Was he wrong for showing him the video?
They signed, the two parties signed a declaration of
All right, bro, hurry up.
Thank you, SADC, our South peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So all efforts, including those from outside the continent and inside the continent, are really worthwhile. We are removing our troops from there so that peace can then prevail in that whole area. And we hope that with the support of the international community, we will really have peace in that area. It's so vital, it's so important for the whole region.
Well, we sent our people there, and I think we did a very good job, as headed by my friend, and that was great. That was great. I mean, I'm just hearing phenomenal reports because all I'm hearing is death, and they're chopping heads off, and it's horrible over there. And it was really brave of you to go there, and I really appreciate it. And it looks like we have something very, very substantial. We also talked about trade with them in terms of rare earth and all, but really more for it's like if you take a look at what we just did with Pakistan and India, we settled that whole thing, and I think I settled it through trade. We're doing a big deal with India. We're doing a subject of what you just saw.
Yo, look at him roast this guy.
Get out of here.
Sorry.
Okay.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter.
Yo, Trump's like, what the hell? Bro, he's like, what does this have to do with anything?
What are you talking about?
Look at him.
Okay.
So he just showed him the video.
The Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
Yo, this guy's so I don't believe in putting people down. I don't believe in putting people down, but he's a savage. I think he's just meant for war. Guys, please let me know your comments below. What can be better? What do you guys think about this situation? How can this situation be improved, right? Like, this is crazy what's happening in the world right now. But for me, Donald Trump is just authentic as they come. The media really try to slam him down, but I believe he's just genuinely an authentic person.
Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter.
And then one thing is like, why aren't they is that true that they don't talk about if bad things happen to white people? Do they not market it? Do they not talk about it on the news?
Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much, President Trump.
Yo, this man just tells people to be quiet, bro.
He's a terrible reporter.
What a savage.
Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much, President Trump. And it's also from ENCA in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the...
So you just said, how does this do genocide then just show up to the White House like nothing happened? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Screen.
I don't know. Look, These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is indeed?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
Bro, he's not even letting him talk, bro.
This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a report from President Ramaphosa, please?
Reaction to those videos, Mr.
President
Yes, I
Trump,
want
would
to
you?
react.
Well, I think the videos are so. No. When you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land, they take your land, and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do it.
Hey, guys, I don't condone any violence, but you know, again, what happened? Did they just come in back in the day and come and take the land of African people? Right? Again, there's no retribution. You shouldn't go in revenge, but at the same time, isn't that what the white people came and did? They came in and just took their lands?
Now, we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous, look, this is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are
Bro, this guy hasn't been able to say a word.
And you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
Well,
and
let me
it was
clarify that.
terrible. Yeah,
let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized.
The farmers are not black. I don't
now
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed.
What do you guys think? Please comment below what you think right now.
Chopped off. They died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk,
okay, Trump, you don't have to abuse people. You don't have to abuse people like that. Like, you know, as I said, I kind of like Trump. I can laugh, but you don't have to abuse people.
We had real reporters.
But there is fake news. You guys by now, at least now, a lot of you guys know that the Matrix is real, and you know most of our lives we've been dealt with fake news. Donald Trump was right about that. And that's why this is the news now. Let's talk about it. This is us. We can talk about this stuff.
Covering it, but the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built, 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I'd take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it.
You know what? This guy's held himself in good regards. He's really spoke well. He hasn't, he hasn't come and tried to fight. He stayed calm. The reporters are doing a Mazzolini, are doing a madness over there, doing a madness talking. Trump's getting distracted by how this reporter's distracting him about... That guy was weird. Why did he bring up the Qatar thing? What does that have to do? So I do understand Trump's frustration because it has nothing to do with the situation. We're talking about South Africa. You're bringing up Qatar. We're good with Qatar, bro. They gave us a plane. What do you keep talking about the plane? What the hell? But he's held himself well.
Very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States.
Those are all those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say you are a partner of South Africa. And you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about. Let me just add quickly, the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to in many ways identify where shootings are happening and all that. And I'd like to talk about that because there is support that we can get from you and the United States to help us deal with all these acts of criminality. And that is...
Which is good because now he's not talking about the problem, he's talking about the solution. Trump, Trump, you're a businessman. We focus on solutions. Don't be hard-headed,
What I believe partnership is all about. And we are here as a partner so that we can help.
But he doesn't even look him in the face. Wow, or in the eyes.
Each other whenever there are challenges. So I'd like us to discuss it, and of course outside of the media, so that we sit down and have a really good discussion that will lead to good outcomes.
Are there any other further punitive measures that could be in place should you not be satisfied that South Africa is fixing some of the very bad things, in inverted commas, that you tweeted are happening?
Well, there are a lot of bad things happening in many countries, but this in particular has been very, very bad, and because of we're going to have the whole world watching in another short period of time because you have the G20, and that's a big deal. And it seems like, I want you to look good. I don't want you to look bad.
Very good.
But we have hundreds of people, thousands of people trying to come into our country because they feel they're going to be killed and their land is going to be confiscated. And you do have laws that were passed that gives you the right to confiscate land for no payment. You can take away land for no payment.
I want to clarify that.
Wait, what?
Because we have a constitution. Our constitution guarantees and protects the sanctity of tenure of land ownership. And that constitution protects all South Africans with regard to land ownership. However, we do say, because we've got to deal with the past, the government, and as your government also has the right to expropriate land for public use.
And you're doing that.
And we've never really gotten underway with that. And we are going to be doing so.
You're taking people's land away
we have not.
from them. And those people, in many cases, are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers. Mm-hmm. And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain that? They're taking people's land away, and in many cases, those people are being executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers.
You keep saying they're white farmers. Bro, let's see what CNN are reporting.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people.
And in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just when he keeps saying white farmers.
There is criminality in our country. People.
Let's see what
We've
the
been
fake.
tracking some high tensions at the White House as President Trump meets with his South African counterpart, President Cyril Ramaphosa. The face-to-face is happening just days after a group of white South Africans were granted refugee status in the United States, a highly controversial move.
That's right. And just moments ago, President Trump repeated an unverified claim that they have been subject to genocide, which South Africa vehemently denies. Let's get right to CNN's Kristen Holmes, who is at the White House. And Kristen, I know that you've been listening to this play out. Walk us through what happened.
Yeah, this is growing increasingly more and more tense. We saw that the South African president came here with a real charm offensive. He was complimenting Donald Trump, saying that he wanted to reset relations, but things have really taken a turn. Now, all of this is about what you just brought up, which is this claim from President Trump that there is white genocide in South Africa. It is about the fact that there are white Afrikaners that Trump says are being pushed out of their land and being killed, something that the South African government denies. Now, Donald Trump was asked by a reporter in the room, what would it take for you to change your opinion on this, for you to see things differently? And the president of South Africa interrupted him, saying, I'll take that one. I think what's going to help Donald Trump is talking to the delegation that I brought with me, that they will tell him that there is no white genocide in South Africa at this time. Part of the delegation there includes two world famous golfers, people who apparently, according to the South African president, Donald Trump asked to come along. Then, in what appears to be somewhat of an ambush, because they were clearly prepared for it, the White House, Donald Trump asks them to dim the lights, and they play a video, which they say is a documentary or news clips that show that there is white genocide. Now, just moments ago, when you guys came on the air, there was an official from South Africa trying to explain what was being seen in that video, saying that these are members of an opposition party, that this is not the government that is calling for the death of white farmers or for the death of white Afrikaners in South Africa. But this is clearly growing more and more tense. And I can tell you, I mean, this was a man, the president of South Africa, who came prepared to court Donald Trump, but I don't think he came prepared for this. He knew exactly what to say in terms of trying to ingratiate himself with the president. He talked about how they brought him a book of all of his big golf courses, how he's been taking lessons on golfing because Donald Trump told him to, that he brought these two world famous golfers with him, saying that he thank you for what you did during COVID, all of the right things. And then we saw this situation start to escalate. Now, remember, this was being billed as a trade meeting, but we knew that this topic was going to come up. This is, as you said, just right after a group of 50 refugees, South African farmers were brought into the U.S. and granted that refugee status. And Donald Trump continues to say that we have thousands of people telling us that they are fleeing South Africa because of what he says is genocide. The White House was very prepared for this line of attack. It's not just the videos. I've been watching on social media as the rapid response team has been putting out article after article after article as this is going. Donald Trump was holding articles that...
Yeah. We get it. Crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. And I look forward to hearing what you guys think, man. Crazy stuff, man. What's happening?
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here. And I'm sure you're going to love that one.